Cheese is an important part of the German diet. According to the internet, Germany's cheese production make up a third of all European-produced cheese. From Stinkkäse to Frischkäse, today we are trying 12 different types of German cheese.
What's up everybody? We are Deanna and Phil. Deanna's from the United States and I'm from Germany, and we are currently in Germany, and in this video we're gonna show you the top cheeses that you have to try when you travel to Germany. We will have some of them for the first time and my American wife will react to these very German cheeses. So as you can see, we have a good selection of cheeses here, and we have some nice German bread as well, which we just bought fresh from the bakery.
A Dinkel-Vollkornbrot.
Dinkel-Vollkornbrot. We also baked up some nice German pretzel sticks. Before we get into the real cheeses, the baby cheeses, we're gonna start with something a little cheese-esque, and it is this thing. It is Frischkäse, and it's very common. And of course, all these cheeses we're gonna try by themselves first to get the full flavor, but we're also gonna put some of them on a bread slice, because that is how good Germans do it with the cheese, of course. And Frischkäse is one that is often used as a spread. You can use butter, but Frischkäse very popular.
Cutting some bread very unevenly at the bakery. She asked if I wanted it sliced or not, and I said no. I'm regretting that now.
We're gonna cut the cheese later as well. A lot, actually, if you know what I mean. Look at that nice cutting shot of the bread. Look at that Germanness, Landwirten, the farmers. Get a good amount. It's not enough. If you have a pure Frischkäsebrot, you need a thick layer. Actually, not be shy with that.
And while Phil is doing that branded Frischkäse, which is cream cheese, I want to just talk about how they have a Ziegen Frischkäse. They actually have a lot of goat product and sheep product cheeses, and this is a cream cheese, but out of goat milk. And in the US, this is so expensive, but in Germany, I feel like it's very normal. And I'm just gonna put it on this end piece here.
Yeah, the goat and the sheep ones are still a little bit more expensive than the cow ones, but compared to the US, this is very affordable.
Yeah, and I personally love goat cheese. It's one of my faves.
There you go, you're trying the goat. Looks the same.
Also the bread, very good.
Okay, switcheroo.
I prefer the goat cheese.
Yes, by itself, I think the goat definitely beats the sheep one. But in my opinion, this is the best substitute for butter there is. It makes just everything, every sandwich a little fresher. Growing up, we only had butter and margarine on our bread slices like this. And I remember distinctively the day I ate cream cheese for the first time as a substitute, and I was blown away, and I switched and never went back since then.
That's so funny, because I feel like cream cheese, we grew up with like bagels and cream cheese in the US, so yeah, it's very normal to me.
Germany would be bread rolls and butter.
Brot und Butter.
All right, so the next cheese is probably one that every German has eaten a lot in their lifetime. It is the good old standard Butterkäse.
Butterkäse.
Here's one for you. It kind of comes in these slices most of the time, and every supermarket has it. And I feel like this is, to be honest, just a worse version of like a Gouda.
So they have these in like in cubes and slices, and I feel like this is the standard cheese. If you go to a beer garden, they'll put this oftentimes. It's
kind of like the most neutral flavored one. Let's just try a bite like this.
This one's actually pretty good. This one is actually a more expensive one. It's not just like the standard supermarket brand that we got. It was slightly nicer.
Am I imagining this, or does it actually taste like butter a bit?
Yeah, it melts in your mouth, definitely. How would a German usually prepare this for breakfast?
The good old German would just take their slice of bread with their cream cheese on it and put this on.
Oh, no. I think the good old German would put butter, not cream cheese, underneath it.
That's true. That is the good old German, but the better, not quite as old German would do this. This right here is what the standard German sandwich looks like. Nothing on top, just like this open face thing.
This is breakfast.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's very good. Actually, with the cream cheese, the good old bread, good breakfast.
Yeah, nice start.
But on to more exciting ones. Let's go with something that's a little harder to finish. And I think we're going with Harzer Käse. And Harzer Käse often comes in this roll and then cut into slices. It is also called Handkäse. I think it depends on the region of Germany where you're from.
We have two different types here.
So the Harzer Käse is a German sour milk cheese made from low-fat curd cheese, which originates in the Harz mountain region, not too far from where I grew up. In Hessen, it's often called Handkäse, mit Musik, eaten with these like cumin seeds or whatever. And I just totally got all this information right out of my head.
Not the internet.
Check them out. They're just like little wagon wheels.
Nuggets. They're so small. And this is also called Stinkkäse, oder?
Yeah, because they smell.
They smell. I think our fridge is gonna smell after this.
You go for it. I'm gonna try the one.
I'm just gonna eat this like this?
Yeah, take a bite.
Okay, this is the one from the Harz region of Germany. I'm trying that one, and you're trying Handkäse, yeah. It's very jelly consistency, almost like a gelatin.
It tastes better than it smells.
Yeah, way better than it smells. It smells pretty rough.
What kind of bite is this, dude? Come on, let's do a real one.
This one's way more potent in flavor.
I just thought this one is.
Maybe it's the second bite.
Took a bigger bite. I have a very childhood memory trauma of this. My dad, as every good old German dad and grandpa, loved this stuff and always one in the fridge and just smelled the fridge up. And as a kid, you're just like, what? Disgusting.
When this is in a fridge, you open it up and this is the entire fridge smell. Like you could have rotten eggs in there and this would take over the smell.
And dude, I don't know if I ever took a proper bite like this from it. It's not that bad, man.
How do you normally prepare it? Because this is something I do not eat.
I think like at least my dad, he also sliced it up and put it on a bread roll.
It's very, like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's very gelatiny texture. It's almost translucent.
But it's kind of like a little bit more fun because it comes in this like roll form, almost like a thick sausage, and then sliced into these little wheels that could like, woo.
Yeah, they fall apart.
There we go.
Yeah, that one's a strong smell. I can't stop smelling it.
But very traditional for Germany, so give it a shot if you're open for experimentation.
If you like stinky cheese.
The next cheese that is something that you should potentially try when coming to Germany. It's triggering me a bit. It's called Oberster. Because I'm from northern Germany and I don't know these freaking southern slang words.
I feel like in Bavaria there's a different word for everything.
Yeah, so this is a Bavarian specialty. It is a bit of a spread.
So we have to have brezel with it.
It looks a bit like a Mediterranean cream, but with like cheese chunks in it. It is prepared by mixing 2/3 of aged soft cheese, usually camembert or similar cheeses, and 1/3 of butter.
That sounds very Bavarian with the butter.
Good stuff. And because it's Bavarian, we're gonna use our pretzel sticks here.
Ah, fresh on the oven.
Oh, the pretzel stick.
Beautiful.
Freshly baked. Oberster.
Are those butter chunks in that?
It's so heavy and sticking together. Wow. I don't know if it's butter chunks or if it's cheese chunks. But again, let's not be shy with this stuff.
I've never had this before. I'm very curious.
I don't think I ever had that either.
Oh, interesting.
Oberster. Oberster.
It's kind of nicely seasoned, spice-wise. It almost tastes like, you know when you mush up egg, like to make deviled eggs? It almost tastes like the inside of that with like some paprika and stuff in there.
Yeah, it is actually pretty good, I have to admit. And I think it is because the cheese that they use in there has also a pretty strong flavor and comes through. It doesn't smell that strong.
No.
But the flavor comes through and that's pretty nice.
This is my first time ever eating this. Never had it before. Not too bad.
Oberster on the pretzel roll.
I would give this like a 7 out of 10. That's pretty decent.
I give it to Bavaria. That's pretty good. We shall stick with the strong cheeses. This right here is a Edelpilzkäse, which is a type of blue cheese, semi-hard, using cow's milk, and then mold grows within it, giving it this nice blue color.
Sounds so yummy.
Yeah, but I think a lot of cheese has mold growing in it.
Isn't that what cheese is, essentially?
I guess. Woo!
Wow. Oh, distinctive, strong blue cheese flavor.
That hits you immediately.
Yeah. It's kind of harder for a blue cheese than I thought. Maybe it's just the bite that I got. This reminds me of my father. He loves blue cheese, or he loved blue cheese when I was like growing up, and
what is it with the dads?
I know, they like smelly, disgusting cheese. I don't think I'm at my daddy area.
I think I'm becoming a daddy because this is freaking awesome, man.
I don't think it's that great.
We know what she's gonna call me from now on. But this is really good. I think the flavor is super strong. It hits you immediately. By the way, we have some of these items are from the Käsetheke, which is like the proper cheese counter that they have where cheese specialists sell all the cheese.
Yeah, she was pretty much trying to sell us all the international cheeses, but we're like, no, we want to do German cheeses.
Yeah, and the woman there said, let's be honest, most of the top cheeses consumed in Germany and Europe come from France, the Netherlands, Italy, stuff like that. So Germany doesn't have as many, but there are some good ones, and I think this one is definitely part of it.
And there's a lot of local like farmers that will make their specific cheese and sell them, but I will not be buying this one in the future.
It's a little strong to eat by itself like that, but if you put this on a nice spread roll.
Yeah, maybe if you put it in a salad, but even then I think I would prefer feta.
So Edelpilzkäse, Pilz referring to the mold. I think it comes closest to Gorgonzola, but very strongly.
I do like Gorgonzola when it's on a pizza.
Yeah,
Melted.
and it's not too much, right?
That's true. That's true.
If you like Gorgonzola, Edelpilzkäse from Germany.
Give it a try.
All right, next one. We have a nice solid block here.
My labeling.
And this one is a Limburger. This is a semi-soft cheese. It has a bit of a crust, but the rest should be kind of similar to the other Harzer Stinkekäse.
Stinkekäse is like a category, right? Like it's just smelly cheese is what it is. So.
And I think a lot of cheese is smelly.
Yeah, and so this one falls in that category apparently.
I want to break this. This is such a nice block. Let's see what this inside looks like. Oh, there you go. Nicely cut it. This is the perfect break.
That's potent.
Let's go. Big bite, big bite.
No. So it does have a crust like a camembert cheese. It has this crust and it's very soft in the inside.
So I expected something like the Harzer Käse, but it's actually more like a camembert with slight hint of that Stinke Harzer
it's
Käse.
not as strong a smell as the Harzer in my opinion. I feel like this would be nicely melted on bread.
Yeah.
Like if I were to melt this and
That
it's like
too.
slightly gooey.
I think this one is one for the masses,
Yeah.
like camembert or brie, and I think this one falls into that category. And who doesn't like a good camembert?
So for the next one, I want to use this toaster and I want to toast some bread. All right, so we got the nice American slice, but we're gonna Germanize this by putting the weirdest German product.
Quark, a Kräuterquark. This is growing up here, very common to every German. And Diana didn't know what quark was. And there's not a good translation for this out there. Also, I am not sure if this counts as a cheese, but it's a dairy product.
We're gonna include it in here.
Similar to cheese.
It's so iconic in Germany. It's not quite sour cream and it's not quite cream cheese. There's a mix in between.
Woo! American bread. Hearty and heavy and healthy. Check it out, very fluid, very creamy.
Very soft.
Ooh, let's get some more on there. Ooh.
And this is something you grew up with putting on bread.
Yes.
And potatoes, right?
Oh yeah, that's a very common German dish. Boiled potatoes with the quark.
Quark and potatoes. Look at this beautiful breakfast stuck.
Here we go. I'm not sure what it is, it's just good.
It's a dairy spread. I don't know how to explain this when people have never had quark before. Oh, underneath your Butterkäse.
You can also use it like Frischkäse.
I think I prefer quark with potatoes. That is the best way to eat it in my opinion. I don't think it's that great on bread. Like I would much rather prefer butter or Frischkäse, but having this with potatoes and like this like warm cool thing is so good to me.
When I grew up, my grandma who lived in our house often make Pellkartoffeln mit Quark, which is just boiled potatoes, then you peel the skin afterwards, put quark on it and a little bit of cumin seeds in there. That was one of my favorite meals. One of that had some influence on my love for potatoes. All right, but let's go back to a proper cheese, and this is a Allgäuer Bergkäse. The Allgäu is an area very famous in the south of Germany at the foothills of the Alp Mountains. This one is from that region, and it's a little harder of a cheese, as you can see. You could like knock somebody out with that.
It's not quite an aged cheese, but it's definitely a hard cheese.
I'm gonna break it again. It feels like a good Gouda or something. I like these types, and I think this is the perfect one to cut up and then into small party sizes. See how they do it in the very south.
This tastes the most like Swiss cheese to me. It's just this little like softer and after flavor of.
This is not the type I like. I don't know how to describe it. It's a consistency of a Gouda or a Butterkäse, but it has a very strong cheesy taste to it. And to me, not the good kind, but I think a lot of people love that.
Look at your bite.
Where's yours?
I cut a slice, but it tastes the most like Swiss cheese out of the cheeses we've had so far to me. I think that's what I can compare it to.
You like it?
It's okay. This one's not my favorite, I'm sorry.
But it's apparently a pretty famous one in Germany.
From that region.
But yeah, that's not for me. Quick intermission. If you like these videos about Germany, about the US, or food and travel around the world, we do these weekly, and it would be awesome if you could subscribe to our channel, leave a like, comment below, anything helps this video get recommended to more people. And we barely do sponsors, but if you want to further support us, you can do that on patreon.com/DeanA'sPhil. We do additional videos for our Patreon members out there. So every support is appreciated.
And a shout out to our soulmate level patrons, Laura and Jared, Roger Lupka, Robin, and Parker Dopke. Vielen Dank! wink. Now back to the cheese.
All right, I have a very classic other cheese here. It is called Rauchkäse. But Rauchkäse in general just means smoked cheese. Look how these stick together. There's no way they're falling apart.
So this is one that I think you can buy in so many variations. You can buy them in a little tube that looks like a sausage. You can buy them sliced like this, but I think all of them have this smoked crusty edge.
Yes, but what they not all have is these pieces of ham. Oh, it smells so distinct.
This is like your breakfast in one. You can put this on bread and you've got ham and cheese on it.
It smells very smoky, and this one, to be honest, it feels a little cheaper, but it's also very common growing up from the supermarkets. You can get it packed and put it on a bread roll. You just try it like that first. Let me know what you think.
It tastes like smoked cheese. It's not bad.
But it tastes also a little artificial, doesn't it?
Maybe I'm just used to this type of cheese because I feel like we have a lot of smoked cheeses in the US.
But I wonder what the Germans think of this. If you grew up here, you probably had this before. I don't know, I was never the biggest fan, but this is very common. The next cheese sounds very special to me, and it's called Cambozola. It is this one, and it looks very, very fancy. It comes from a big wheel, apparently, with a black crust.
Like a nice waxy edge.
Cambozola sounds Italian to me, but it's actually a German product. It's a cow milk cheese that is a combination in style of kind of like a French soft ripened cheese and an Italian gorgonzola.
So they do take Italian cheese into it.
As a inspiration, I guess. All right, so it's this soft cheese. It is fairly soft.
Very soft.
Almost like a little Frischkäse version.
Wow, this wax crust is the only thing keeping that in place.
Actually looks really yummy. Yeah, let's go. Cambozola. Whoa, that's strong.
Ooh, the end taste is very strong of blue cheese.
Yeah, it's like that blue cheese we had in Frischkäse form.
Yeah, the first part was not that strong of a flavor, like the first bite, and then like a few seconds later, it just hits you like a wave.
You know how in cheese there's like beginner level cheese and then there's advanced and pro? I feel like if you're a more advanced cheese connoisseur, then maybe this type of cheese is for you.
That's what you graduate to.
Yeah, I think so. I'm starting to like these way more.
I feel like putting it on a pizza and melting it is the only way to enjoy that. Having a quattro formaggi and it would taste good.
After this, we can make a octa formaggi.
I think it's not bad. Like I said, it should be melted and put on a pizza.
But speaking of melted, there's one awkward cheese in Germany, and it is called Kochkäse or Schmelzkäse.
Kochkäse literally translates to cooked cheese.
Yeah. You can eat it hot or cold, and I think it's used in fondues as well. All right, so Kochkäse comes from the French term conquolotte, and check out how creamy and pulley this is. This looks like it's hot cheese, but it's actually cold. So we're gonna spread that on here. Look at that cheese.
Is this healthy? This looks plastic.
I do believe that this is the most unhealthy cheese out there.
This looks like the nacho cheese you get at a ball game that they put,
This
like,
might be it.
or the Velveeta cheese.
Let me know if this tastes familiar to you.
There's no flavor, it's just texture.
This one is mit Kümmel with cumin.
Yeah,
And
that's what I think I'm tasting.
Only taste cumin.
Yeah.
It's just a consistency.
Interesting.
This has to be the unhealthiest thing on.
I want to try this warm on bread, but I don't know if this is my thing.
That's interesting because also growing up as a kid, the Kochkäse was very popular. An honorable mention, the cheap American cheese slices, single plastic wrapped, you know, the square ones, they were also very common growing up in Germany.
But you can get a lot of different types of cheeses here. A lot of European cheeses in Germany obviously are available. These were just some of the ones that kept popping up on lists of German specific cheeses to try.
And I think Germany is a country that consumes cheese a lot, and there's a good amount of proper sellers of cheese bars, like special kind of vendors. Then of course every supermarket has the packed versions, and there's anything in between, and then you can go to the farmers. There's so many, and of course some of the highest consumed, as we said earlier, are the ones from Italy, the ones from France, and the Netherlands are right here. Maybe we should make that a good old Netherlands video. Maybe we go to like Gouda and the cities where it comes from.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we have Dutch cheese in our fridge before we had to buy all this German cheese. But yeah, I think the average German consumes a lot of cheese. Like, let's think of the average German breakfast includes cheese oftentimes, or Quark at least.
Typical German breakfast, boop, boop. Done.
Maybe with some butter and not a label. But yeah, let us know what your favorite type of cheese is, and have you ever had Kochkäse? Because like this is like Play-Doh.
Yeah. And let us know what we should eat next.
As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What is this?
All right, here's some of the Kochkäse on a bread. It's pretty hot right now. Let's see what happens in the oven. Oh no, it's melting away. Oh, that's fluid. Oh.